Welcome to One Shots, where we give you the latest breaking news, trend events, and spoiler talk. I'm Costello, Sergeant Riggs.
My name is Charles Sergeant Murtaugh. We are glad everybody's joining us today. It looks like we got some more news here. We are going to be talking about the variety article that came out about the outlook as far as what is going on with WBD, their stocks, or whether or not they're going to be sold off. As it is right now, they have been changed to junk status, and we'll go ahead and explain what that means as far as their credit score goes. We are also going to talk about Lauren Cohen and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. We also know them as Mrs. Thomas and Martha Wayne from Batman versus Superman. We're going to be talking about an article, or should I say, an interview that Jeffrey Dean Morgan did about the possibilities, or when he had the possibilities, we should say,
Then he had the
about doing these films from Zack Snyder. So we're going to dive into that. And then we got one more, Phil.
the Schusters are suing Superman, suing WBD again because
Hmm.
of
Yeah. So it looks
this is
like we got the
this. Yeah,
yeah, we got the Schusters back in. This is a Screen Rant article, of course, and looks like the Schusters are back at it. So we're going to go ahead and dive into everything here. Thanks again for joining us. If you are joining us, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. We really do appreciate it. That does help out the algorithm. And yeah,
let's get it.
all right. First one's up. We got a couple of articles here, one from Variety, one from Deadline, both reporting on the same thing. S&P downgrades Warner Brothers Discovery to junk status on weak credit metrics that would get worse if the company splits. So, for those of you that don't know, obviously WBD stock prices have been generally below $10 here for the last, what do you say, Costello, about a year now, something like that?
More or less. Yeah,
More or
more or
less,
less.
yeah. So it's been up and down with WBD's issues regarding actually their TV department, believe it or not. So this has nothing to do with film, from what we understand from the articles. This is all the TV stuff that they've been invested in that's gotten them into this particular situation. So what does this mean for WBD? Okay, basically, when a creditor tells you that your stock is basically junk, that's them basically saying that your credit score is bad. So let's just say we were talking about your credit score. Your credit score is basically below 400. That's
Right.
basically what that means. That means that no matter where you go, you would be hard pressed to get any type of loan, any type of investments on your behalf, things of that nature. It means that you're pretty much not worth investing in. And that is basically where we are right now with WBD. Right
WBD.
now, yeah. Right now we got stock prices sitting at, as of today,
I got it right here.
$895.
So it closed at 895. Yep.
All right. So it closed at 895 today. So it went down 3.03%. Um, that's pretty bad. Not even Superman can save that. Now, you would think after all of the hype online about this Superman trailer that would have moved the needle in their favor, but it looks like that's not happening. So we're going to go ahead and read this article here, basically giving you the major points about what's going on here. Um, okay. S&P downgraded Warner Brothers Discovery to BB plus amid continued revenue and cash flow declines as its linear TV operations. Anything BB and below is junk bond status for the giant ratings agency. Junk status. So think about what that
Remember,
means for a second.
remember. Maybe let's use people pop culture. You guys remember The Big Short?
Somewhere along the line, these B's and double B's went from a little risky to dog shit. Where's the trash?
Behind you.
I'm talking rock bottom FICO scores, no income verification, adjustable rates, dog shit.
Thank you.
Good
There you
example.
go. When you see her junk bonds, The Big Short.
Big Short. It reaffirmed its negative outlook. It also said that from a credit perspective, it's not a fan of a possible WBD split, teased by CEO David Zaslav last week after an internal reorganization split the company into two divisions: streaming and studios and global linear networks. This month, separation would be a credit negative, the S&P said.
So, Charles, question here. Obviously, they've been trying to split for a while, but it has to get like, does it have to get government approval in order for them to split, or no? Because they've been trying to separate this
For regulations purposes, yes.
for
I
regulation
think that
purposes.
they have to get, they have to get government approval. So it has to get,
So they're
yeah,
fucked.
basically, they're screwed. Most of this is just like financial jargon. I don't know if anybody can understand any of this, but the broad strokes is basically that. They're saying that they're in a worse position now than pretty much that they've ever been in. That's what this article is saying.
It's sad
Now,
because we were talking earlier that we were we don't want DC to fail, but WBD needs to learn a lesson.
No, exactly. I don't want DC to fail at all. DC, to me, the way I look at it is like, DC, blink twice if you're in trouble. That's basically how I feel about the whole situation. WBD is basically the abusive boyfriend, and DC is the girlfriend, and we're like, and we're like, blink twice if you're in trouble. That's basically how we feel about it. No, we do not want DC to fail, but we also don't want incompetent people who know nothing about DC running it either. And in order for DC to get back to its glory, things have to happen to the company that holds the IP. So,
but also it's sad because I'm pretty sure we just said earlier right now that a lot of employees that work in WBD have nothing to do with all the drama.
correct. You have
They're like,
low level executives, low level managers who have nothing to do with this, and I'm pretty sure that they're pretty scared. And I feel for them. I really do, because anybody working under them right now, they don't know what their status is going to be. They don't know what's going to happen. I mean, technically, we really don't know. I mean, we can see the signs, but we really don't know how bad this is going to get. We don't know if a split's going to be really good or bad. Either way, the only thing that we can do is just keep monitoring this as closely as we possibly can to, to come to some sort of conclusion. But in the end, you know,
either way, like, Superman is not going to save this movie. Even if Superman was a hit, the debt is too. It's like you said it on the previous streams. It's too late. It's too late.
correct. They can have Warner Brothers can have 3 Superman billion-dollar movies in a row, and that's still not enough to dig them out of the hole they're in. They're in too deep now. It would be one thing if their debt was if it would be one thing if their debt were smaller, right? Manageable debt is what they call that. Manageable debt. You're gonna have debt regardless, but it's how you manage that debt, by the content that you create, by the creatives you bring in, things like that. Now, remember what I said. The failure is not because of the film division. The failure is because of, believe it or not, the television division. That's where all their problems are actually coming from. So, but yeah,
it's all because of the ad revenue, because linear TV is dying.
Linear TV is dying. There is nothing. There is no cash grab from it anymore like it used to be. So, yeah, that's where they are.
Now, Charles, you just told me about this. I'm just learning about this just now.
All right. So shout out to Sin Havoc. He was the one that actually predicted this is where this was gonna go. And then our partner, South Cali guy, shout out to South Cali. He posted. He posted it earlier on X. Superman creators estate reportedly files new lawsuit to block James Gunn's movie from releasing in certain countries. So keep in mind, folks, that this is the second time that they filed this suit in as little as 6 months?
3 months? Yeah, like
3 months,
like something like that. Yeah, 3 to 6
something
months.
like that. 3-6 months. Yeah. So this would be the second lawsuit that they're filing now. What does this mean? I can speculate. Perhaps the Shuster estate is not exactly happy with the current representation, gossip that's going on surrounding James Gunn's Superman. That could be. Perhaps maybe they don't like the direction in which James Gunn is taking the character. Could be. We don't know. But this article came out, what, 3 hours ago? 4 hours ago?
Yep.
Something like that? I can't
So
see
I'll
that.
read
Can
it.
you read it?
Yeah, I'll read it. James Gunn's Superman movie is facing another lawsuit as the Man of Steel's co-creator's estate has reportedly filed a new lawsuit that could affect the DCU Universe movie release. After a long wait to see the character back on the big screen, the Superman movie is approaching its summer release, with David Corenswet starring as the new live-action version of the DC icon. While the previous Superman movie lawsuit was dismissed in April. That was last month.
That was last month. Oh, so it wasn't that long ago. I said 6.
What?
I said 6 months. That was.
Warner Brothers Discovery is facing another round of litigation. Okay, so a month. What, guys? What does that tell you? We're not making this shit up. We keep telling you guys that, but whatever. Let's continue. In Matthew Baloney's latest Puck newsletter, Eric Gardner writes that attorney Mark Toberoff, if I'm butchering, I apologize, has reportedly refiled his copyright case on behalf of the State of Superman co-creator Joel Shuster in New York State Court. Jesus, I'm sorry. Is adding the attorney. The attorney is additionally seeking an injunction to block Warner Brothers from exploiting. See the keyword?
Yeah, there we go. Exploiting Superman in the UK. Now, that's a very interesting word that they chose, and I think that's the reason why they put it in quotations. So
let me make it. Let me zoom it up a little so people can see it. Exploiting.
Where the estate is disputing copyright ownership due to the country's specific copyright laws. Okay, now that's just, again, that's the language in which lawyers speak. But what they're really trying to say is, you guys are destroying the character. That's what it sounds like to me. What does it sound like to you, Phil?
Destroying the character.
They're destroying the character. I don't think that the Shuster's estate likes the direction in which Superman is going, and that's just a guess. That's my opinion.
Or
nobody has to share that same opinion. Or go ahead.
Or they are tired of the CEO, co-CEO, I'm sorry, who we know who he is. We're not going to name him, which certain past behavior has been uncalled and unchecked and unaccounted for. Allegedly, I don't know. We don't know. But rumor has it that things happened and they don't want someone with that baggage associated with their character.
Now, I want to make something very, very clear before everybody gets twisted all up about this. We are not in no way, shape, or form saying that James Gunn did anything. What I'm saying is if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a duck.
Quack, 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 quack.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that baggage means something. Optics mean something. So when something looks bad, it does not matter whether that particular situation is true. If it looks bad, it's bad for the company. If it looks bad, it's bad for our state. If it looks bad, it's bad. If it looks bad, it's bad. Doesn't matter what happened. So with that kind of baggage, that is a very good possibility that the Shusters find that disagreeable. And they don't want their character, their IP, the character they created associated with that type of stuff. So like I said, I'm not saying God did anything. I don't know. I don't know the man. I just see the people in which he keeps in his orbit, if that makes any sense. So there you go.
Yep. According to Gardner,
that's what you guys think, man. I mean, I'm speculating, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, we're not. Again, we're just speculating here. Let me finish here. According to Gardner, Warner Brothers Discovery had been ordered by the New York Supreme Court to submit opposition papers by Friday before appearing in court on June 4th. So that's okay, that's 2 weeks from now, where they would
Mhm.
have to explain why an injunction shouldn't be granted. At the time of the story publication, Warner Brothers Discovery has not commented. Gardner writes that the suit is theoretically jeopardizing the global rollout of Gunn's Superman movie. Okay, that's there you
Okay.
go.
So major markets, UK, Canada, all of those places, those are major markets. All right. Now you can call it a coincidence that the movie being 2 months out that this is happening, but they are suing again. Now, I don't know. Now, is this something that's been done in history, Phil, that you know about? Twice in a row suing, or they just sue once, they get their, they get their credit, whatever they need, and then the movie's off, off to the box office. Now, this is twice so far.
So yeah, basically another thing that maybe they didn't throw enough ching ching because since WBD is also too broke, they're like,
Mhm.
okay, so you can't pay up our fee, then you're not. Guys,
It
there's so
could.
many possibilities. There's so many things. We again, we can only speculate.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, all right. So tell us what you guys think, man. Sound off in the comments. Do you have any theories about what's going on with this second Chester Estate lawsuit regarding James Gunn's Superman coming out July 11th, 2025? Sound off below. Tell us what you think. Ah, there's my favorite couple.
So Charles, one last topic I wanted to run with you. This
My
when I
favorite
saw this,
couple.
I was like, God damn it, what could have been? What could have been? What could have been? So for all you guys who know, well, if you don't know, I'll let you know. So um, Jeffrey D. Morgan and Laura Cohen, who work in The Walking Dead, also they were Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne and BBS, and there were plans for them to be their characters from the Flashpoint universe, hence Flashpoint Batman and Flashpoint Joker.
And before my
And
partner goes on, for those of you who don't know, okay, this movie, his arc, his Zach's entire universe, as far as what he wanted to do, not what everybody else wanted to do, as far as like a cyborg movie and Green Lanterns and all of that, but just his Superman arc, this was supposed to culminate into the Flash, basically running back and changing things and so on and so forth. That's how this movie, that's how it all was supposed to end. We were supposed to find out also that what's his face,
Eobard
what's his
Thawne,
name,
Eobard,
yeah,
Eobard Thawne,
he was
Reverse
the
Flash.
mastermind. Yeah, Reverse Flash, he was the mastermind behind everything. He was the one that set everything in motion. Everything you saw in Man of Steel, everything you saw in BVS, everything you saw with the Suicide Squad, David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Let's be clear on that. David Ayer's Suicide Squad. His Flash movie. There was supposed to be what? A couple of Flash movies, right? There was supposed to be one where where he makes changes to save his mother and all of that, and that's when we get the Martha Wayne as Joker and Thomas Wayne
Right,
as Batman
right,
and all of that, right?
yeah,
Okay,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
let's hear him out.
Zack Snyder's purpose to kind of play a joke on people by having you both play Thomas and Martha Wayne, or is it like your suggestion or something like that at that point?
Yeah. That was the first time we'd ever met or worked together. Truthfully, Zach was going to do more movies. And that I think that there was a time when Flashpoint Batman would have seen these two characters in a much bigger role. And that was part of the Zach world of all of it. And then that never got a chance to do that, unfortunately. But it was the first time that Lauren and I met. I remember meeting her, and she had just started The Walking Dead, and I was a huge fan. So I remember peppering her with a lot of questions about The Walking Dead. I think Zach just luckily just put us together. I don't know why or how, other than maybe thinking into the future what could happen. I think that's Gimple, because maybe more of the joke is him casting us opposite each other. Yeah.
there you
What
go.
could have been, Charles? What could have been?
I think you know what? I think there's another video out there similar to this one, not this one, but there's another
There
one where
there are
they were,
various ones. Yeah, there's a lot of ones.
yeah,
Yeah, but this is
where they
the
were
recent
talking
one
about.
because now they're doing the tour for Dead City season 2. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was gonna be basically what's his name? Rick Famuyiwa, I believe.
Yes, it was him. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
gonna do.
Rick Famuyiwa wrote
He
this.
was
Yeah,
he was gonna
yeah.
reboot the whole fucking thing, basically, guys.
And at
That
that
was
point,
your proper
that
reboot.
that would have been the proper reboot, ladies and gentlemen, Snyder fans and gun fans alike. If you're on this channel and listening, that was the reboot. That was what it was going to be right there. That way, y'all can reboot the DCU any way, shape, or form you wanted to. That's how it was going to be done right there. Yep. So, wasted opportunity, wasted talent, wasted creativity. That seems to be the hallmark of WBD at this point.
Hence why there are a 2B plus rating. Is that
Yeah,
the word?
double B plus. That
Double B.
that ain't good. Yeah, double B plus. That ain't good when you now it might sound good. Ooh, but you know, a B plus is good in school. Well, we're talking about credit here. So when you got a
Yeah.
double B plus score, that ain't good for a company at all. That's almost like the cinema score. If you get below an A minus,
That's a you know what that's a perfect analogy because I'm assuming a lot of people here who watch us, also international people, don't know what the hell we're talking about. It's credit cards. That's pretty
there
much.
you go. There you go.
So pay your credit cards, guys.
You always want your credit score to be in them A's. You want it there. B's can get you some stuff, but not what you really want. So that's basically it.
So, guys, what you think about all the news that we just given you? Jeffrey D. Morgan of how Flashpoint Batman could have happened. Uh, the Schuster suing again after a month, and well, pay your credit cards, guys. Hence WD, pay your credit cards. So, what you guys think of all this nonsense?
WBD and the junk bond status. Go ahead and sound off below. Leave your comments, questions, whatever you got there. Please do like and subscribe. We really do, again, appreciate you guys stopping by. This has been One Shots, where we try to bring you the latest news and all of that good stuff regarding the geek stuff, pop culture, the whole nine.
See you next time, guys.
Later.